Alrighty. Welcome back.
Yeah,
You are here
I
in the flesh.
I know, and I'm actually awake
Yeah,
because it's middle of the night in Kenya right
it's
now.
night, so you'd be sleeping right now, but
Yeah.
but we're not virtual anymore with you. I mean, just this last week we were doing a really cool virtual segment with you and Layla
Yeah, and the ladies.
and a few of the ladies actually,
Yeah.
which was really cool. We got a chance to hear them speak a little bit and talk.
Yeah.
So how are you feeling?
Well, I'm got a little earlier. I kind of hit a wall, and I said, "Oh, I got to stop." So I lay down for like, I didn't really sleep, but I sort of dozed for maybe a couple hours. And I know I'm going to work on staying up and, at least till 9 or 10.
Yeah.
It'll take a couple of days to get over
Get
that.
your clock back on
Yeah.
track with the time here and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Man, okay, so you're here, which is great. You're wearing a beautiful dress. We're gonna have to talk about that for sure. We have product around us right now. This camera over here is able to, well, maybe we can wave at these people there. We got product here on our laps, on the couch here, on the floor in front of us. You guys can't see it because the camera's not that wide enough for you to see. We have baskets here on the ground filled with more product here. So where do you even want to begin? Because I mean, we're kind of just flying by the seat of our pants for today's segment.
Well, I mean, a lot of people saw me post things that we really accomplished a lot. I feel like we did about a month's worth of stuff in about the 2.5 weeks that we were actually working. We met a new group in Naruk. They make beautiful handcrafted sandals. Actually,
Are you wearing some?
I am wearing some. And
those are really cute.
Yeah, they're really nice.
And what is this?
This is like, so this actually, the bottom of this that you see here is made from recycled tires.
That's really cool.
And then they put another piece on top for the part that you wear.
Yeah.
And this is all hand beaded right here. So you may have seen me post about that. Have to work that out. This is going to be a special order type of thing because you're not really sure what will sell. I think something like this color probably sell really well, but we're going to have a special order page for this. And they also make beaded dog collars. I forgot to bring those dog collars and leashes, which Indigo has one now that has her name on it. Cute. She's over here. You might hear a little chewing in the background. I always bring her a bone to chew on so she doesn't get up here and wants to get in the shot. But then after Naruk, we went to see the ladies, and we immediately went up to Mount Elgon for 2 days. We saw the farm. That was quite a hike. I'll be posting some more about that later because I shared a little bit about it, how we went you had to go down and then went way down, and what goes way down has to go back up. But the farm was great. The onions were getting ready to transplant, and we also found out this. So they transplanted the onions while I was on my way back, and found out that there's still another acre of land. So we're going to be planting potatoes there, and had a great women's conference up there. What I really love about Kenya is it's a country. 96% are Christian, and it's a place where you can go and freely worship and talk about God without worrying about getting beat up. Like some things happen here, and you have to be worried about what you say and such. And so that was kind of nice. And we were supposed to do a retreat up there, but the place we were going to stay had no electricity.
Wow. Okay.
And so it was getting dark, and the place was like, well, you should probably eat now because if you don't eat now, you won't be able to see. And we're like, okay, we're just going. Layla's so upset. And okay, let's just go. So we went back, and it really wasn't that far. We went back, and then the next day we went up to Mount Elgon National Park. Then went and worked with the ladies, and like we were talking about, making dresses. I'll stand up and kind of model this a little bit. The dresses aren't done. They're probably almost done, but this was the first one they made. And as you know, Layla and I went down to Eastleigh in Nairobi and picked a lot of fabric. Actually, you have a few. This one was just a one-off from the market, but these are some of the aprons that the ladies made.
That's a cute print. That's
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah, and I knew this was going to look nice. This was the first one that they did.
And it has pockets
Yeah,
too,
it
right?
has pockets and it's machine washable. So we have that one, and then I have pretty much, there's a few that they got some more of the one pattern that we were out of. But this is Layla's favorite.
The tie-dye, like,
Yeah,
it's very,
very
very
colorful.
cool.
So we have a lot of different fabrics and styles, and the ladies got busy. We actually, it's interesting that the funds that I raised, I was worried because we were supposed to do a lot of things, and we actually pulled out of some of those. But because the exchange rate was so good, the funds stretched. I think I ended up having $40 left.
Wow, Eldonna,
Yeah.
look at that.
I know it covered everything. So, and so we were able to get them a new sewing machine, and there's some things in the works that I'm not going to share yet until we have that more solidified, but something that's really going to help the Kipsongo ladies. I'm really excited about that. So that's coming. We met with some government officials and things to move some things forward for them, and they are Indigo. Indigo has something to say about that. You have something to say about that, Indigo? You have something to say? Are you excited about that? Somebody must have walked. A gnat must have flown by.
Right.
So that was really exciting. We got to spend, and then we did the segment where we had Gloria come and show how they made these baskets.
Yeah.
And I did bring back, so normally they make this size. You've probably seen this size, and then bigger sizes, like we have this one here. These are all called Turkana baskets, made from papyrus reed grasses. And as Gloria was saying, most of them learned how to do this when they were very young, like 5 years old. Oh, runaway basket. Okay, that's all right. So I had ordered some of these regular size ones, and then during our market days, we have a market day where we celebrate, we have food, then I give food packs. That's kind of my gift to them. And food is so expensive there. And I was so grateful that the funds stretched, enabling us to give a normal food pack. And we were able to buy beans and maize and give each lady kind of scoops of that. And they were like, wow, you were able to buy that at the price, because the prices just skyrocketed. And we were able to do that. The money stretched that far because the exchange rate was so good. But what did you think on the other end, hearing the ladies share about?
It was incredible. I really was looking forward to that segment. I was like, man, even something as simple as just hearing their voices, hearing them speak in their language, because there was one point where we had to translate twice.
Right, because the ladies are from the Turkana tribe, which is in Lodwar, which is about 8 hours maybe from where we were, and they speak Turkana. So some of the older ladies never learned how to speak Swahili, which is the general language in Kenya, and then there's English. A lot of people that go to schools, kids, and they learn English. But the older Turkana ladies, like Akuleo, and she speaks Turkana, and Elbit's another one who's an older mom. I think Akuleo must. And this is something we talked about that when we were in the looking at the farm and coming back up, and I have Dina on one side, and I have
the support.
I have Knight on the other side, and they're carrying me. It was so hard, the altitude. And Akuleo, who's almost 80, they think.
Yeah, she had
just passes by, and she looks at me, and she's like,
yeah.
And I thought, oh my gosh,
vitality for sure. Yeah, definitely. No, it was fascinating. It was just really. I mean, I know the women because I see the photos of them, and we talk about them often because of you have a very deep connection with these women. You've gone pretty much every year except for when COVID first hit, right? that year? You didn't
Well,
go?
so I came back February 2020 and I ended up going May, June 2021.
Okay.
So it was only, it was weird going at that time because you went through all the stores, like in the international terminal in LAX. There were like, some of them were empty. They were all closed. You had to go through all this stuff to be able to even fly and get into Kenya. You had to have all these extra documents, QR codes and medical forms and all this stuff. And it was interesting. Obviously, you had to wear a mask on the plane, and you had to do all that. And you were supposed to wear a mask in the country, but it depended on where you were. People would have masks hanging. People would have them here. Some people were wearing them. Some people were not wearing them at all.
Yeah. No, it was just, again, to be able to be on that segment with you and to hear them speak and share, to witness and to watch them kind of like demonstrate some of the things, from the paper bead demonstration.
Selena was showing how to make the paper beads.
Then we switched over to how the baskets are woven, how they're put together. It's just incredible. I'm just blown away at the talent and the skills of these women, and you can clearly see how very grateful they are for you and for what Baskets and Beads is doing for them. How it has truly shifted their life, and it's still like, there's momentum. There's this constant momentum, this growth and this momentum that's happening with Baskets and Beads. There's still so much more that needs to be done.
Right.
But yet you already see the benefit of what it's doing for these women. And then I remember your photographer, the photographer that's in Africa,
Dennis,
shared a little bit about how he has witnessed. It's also the mindset of the women, which is huge. I mean, because it all begins here anyways. And so the mindset of these women and kind of how things were before and how things are now. And of course, with the applications of what you're teaching these women and the importance of like the things that are important coming together, community,
cooperation, community,
yes,
having each other's backs, and supporting each other and standing up for each other and working together as a team.
Yes.
And you can see that. And I did share, by the way, for the things we were talking about on the last segment, you can find it if you're on Facebook. You can find it on the Facebook, either the page or the profile of the group. It's in there, or you can look on YouTube to see that interview with them. We brought in a lot of the different ladies, but I did contrast. I'm not going to say the names, but I did, when I was sharing with the ladies, when we were getting ready to go to Mount Elgon, there was another lady who had been part of our group, but she has a really bad drinking problem and she can't deal with life on life's terms. I mean, she came from a rough upbringing, and we were working to help her, but she just couldn't stay with it. And there's no rehabs there, or no Alcoholics Anonymous or anything like that. But the ladies were there to support her, and I guess it's just a lifestyle she can't get away from. And I saw her, we actually did give her a food pack, and everybody was thinking she'll probably sell it. She has to get more alcohol. She has 3 kids, and there's other people taking care of her 3 kids. So I saw her with her kids, and I saw another lady, part of our group, with her kids, and you could contrast the difference. The lady in our group she was dressed nicely. Her kids were clean, and the other lady, she looked like a real mess, and her kids looked the same way. And you can contrast the difference. And the ladies had asked me, oh, we'd like to see pictures of where we started. Now I'm going to put something together for them. But the fact that I brought that up to their attention, I'm like, she could have choose to be part of the group. This is how much the group has done for all of you. If you look at this person and you look at this person and see the difference, what being part of the group has made. Doesn't mean there aren't any struggles. Doesn't mean they're still living in a mud hut in a slum. That's still, we have plans that we're working on. Actually, having the NGO has made a big difference.
Yeah.
And I see some things that are going to change and move now as a result of that. We've actually had within Kenya different companies and organizations contact us to make things because we're now a registered NGO. So in Kenya, we are considered official. And I'm just really excited for what's going to happen for those ladies and then the other ladies and groups that we're working with. We're starting a whole organization where each group is going to be their own maybe chapter or whatever. And we're going to set up kind of procedures and how to run the group. You have to have officers, and we already had that for the ladies, but they all need to commit to participating in the group, meet every other week, also learn how to do table banking and be accountable to each other, and a whole myriad of other stuff that's going to be worked over the next few months.
I mean, this is definitely it's a lifestyle as well for these women, in the sense that, like, how much change is, like, it's actually occurring in their lives. I mean, this completely, even with time and with more things being positioned and put in place, the benefits and the outcome for these women is just so much greater. And that's why I think that it's important to note and to let our audience know. That's why we push so hard and we're so passionate about the message of what's happening with Baskets and Beads, and the vision and the goal of, like, these are the things that we're going after. These are the things that we're pushing forward for. Like, this is the vision of what we want to see happen. And it's just changing the lives of these women. I mean, to the point where the template has shifted. There's a new template in place in their lives, that the children are getting educated now. And with education, comes up better and greater opportunity. I know you also went to some of the schools, right? So let's kind of talk about that too, because there's some sponsorships that are a part of, like, with Baskets and Beads, right? There are children that are being sponsored and they're going to school now.
Yes.
And there was a young boy, the one that's the engineer, right? Yes. And I know you had mentioned that he was on the streets, right? And what did his teacher tell you? What did his professor tell you? Because I think you had said that. What did he say about him?
So yeah, we went to visit Aloys and Suumu, which are further out, and then some of the other kids came to visit us, and we did things like got their shopping. So if anybody's interested in sponsoring some of these kids, it takes roughly about $1,000 a year because we're only sponsoring high school kids. Because that usually requires boarding and it requires more expense. So with the tuition, the books, the school fees, and the uniforms, it's roughly about $1,000 a year. So you can contribute some. We have people that contribute for that. You can $10 a month, $5 a month, $20 a month, anything that will help them. But Aloys, so we went to his school, and it's interesting. He's in a school there's a market and kind of little town right outside there. And we asked him, because there's always the temptation to run, and the kids in the school are like, oh no, there's bandits out there. We're not running anywhere.
Yeah. So we're safe here.
But so he took me around, and he, if you look on the post that I did, he grabbed my phone. He does that all the time, and he's taking selfies. And he went live for a minute, I guess.
Yeah, I thought you were. I was like, did someone take her phone or what's going on?
Yeah, Lois had my
now
phone.
Now we know.
But we went and we met with his principal, and the principal, actually first Aloys, he was so grateful. He said, I'm so grateful that you're able to sponsor me, and I'm praying that God gives you the ability and to continue to sponsor me through school. So he's a sophomore year of high school, and school year in Kenya goes January to December. It's year-round school. They have breaks here and there. And he thanked me and thanked everybody who's donated. He's very appreciative. He actually went to a tower, like, I don't know if it's a cell phone tower, an electrical tower or something, power. He was very interested in that. So I think he's shifted his interest but he still wants to do engineering, but something with power. I don't know. We'll see how his interest develops. But we sat down with his principal. Something else that he said was, he's excited once he gets through school and starts doing his profession, that he wants to then go back to the streets and help kids that were on the streets like him to get off the streets and get educated.
And that's the power of, I like to call that the domino effect.
Yeah.
You're paying it forward. You guys, you just never know, the power of the impact. Even with the donation, this young boy, he's going to be able to touch more lives. And that's because people, those that have been donating and Baskets of Beads as a whole has been willing to see the importance in investing in someone like him, and making a difference. And so this is just powerful. I love this.
Yeah. And then the principal sat down with us and I forget how many kids were in that school. But he said that out of all the kids there, he's one of the ones that he's sure will go on to university, to college. So
I remember that.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted you to mention too, for sure, is that, there is hope, you guys. And those that are already investing, like, your money's not in vain. It's not just going out and it's just like in the wind, just going, like, there's real impact that's happening in the lives of these young people. And of course the women as well. Like, we're seeing a real outcome, a positive and a very life-changing outcome with the women, and of course also the students as well. So I'm really excited for him. It was really cool seeing him on the live for that. It was like 30 seconds or less, and I'm like, and that party was like, did someone take Eldonna's phone? Because I'm like, that's her phone, obviously, because she's going, someone's going live on her phone. He's all running around like, and then you see it down like here, and then he's smiling. So now I know who it was.
Yeah, he does that every time that I visit him. He always like takes the phone and he's like playing with it. And he's taking silly selfies, and then I afterwards I'm like, oh, he went live. Okay.
He did. And I thought maybe you were gonna have a conversation with him, like you were gonna go live.
I didn't know he went live.
So then I clicked on it because I get notifications, of course, that you're going live. So I clicked on it to watch it, and I'm like, that's not Eldonna. I'm like, okay. I see this big, beautiful smile, and I'm like, okay. And so now I know.
Yeah, so we took him. So the kids every month we call it shopping. It's supplies like shoe polish, toothbrush, toothpaste, pads, sanitary pads for the girls, soap, washing powder, body washing soap, milk, bread, because even though they get food at school, they don't really, some of those things aren't available. So we give them some of that. So, and then usually there's some requirement for books, and I don't know, all these schools want a ream of paper from every kid. So ream of paper, pencils, pens, I think a math set we got. I think a lot of the kids got that. One of the kids had a lot of books, and the books are not cheap. And the schools keep changing them every semester. So, and then sometimes they do trips, and then there's pocket money for things that they need. So, we take care of all of that, and that's a monthly thing. And then the tuition school fees goes, it's split up into 3 segments. So,
and then uniforms too, obviously.
Right.
But I always make sure that their uniforms are, because they're very particular on their uniforms, right? Like if they see a student coming in and it's not, like, they'll send them out. They'll be like, you can't.
And so the kids needed, Sumu and Aloy's, well, not Sumu, Aloy's needed new shoes, and I think a couple of the kids needed shoes for exercise. One of the kids, Rebecca, that we just put in school, who's so grateful to be in school, she needed a tracksuit and some shoes to go with that. So it kind of ebbs and flows what they need, but we're supplying all those needs, and grateful for all the donations and any continued donations that show up. So.
Wow, Eldonna. My goodness. Well, I would love to talk a little bit more about some of the product. There's something I see in this whole little stack here that is new in the sense of because of the size. So there's 2 things, this, but then underneath here. So these are adorable.
Well, so these, like I ordered these size, and then the handle baskets. Could you lift? Yes. Up so that we got some more of the handle baskets. We're almost sold out of those. And then we have our market day. So I do my order, and they get the order ready. And then they do market day where they lay out things and I go around and buy a few other things. And several of the ladies had baskets this size. And I thought, oh my gosh, these are perfect little baskets that people can use just to put, you can drop your keys in there or some bathroom, you know, in the bathroom kind of thing. And so I got,
balls, Q-tips,
right,
stuff like that
yeah, you
too.
could kind of make a little thing. So I got almost all the ones that they had of these because I thought, oh, these are a good size, and I'm sure that people are going to enjoy those. So these will be available soon. If you see one you like that I'm holding up, send me a private message and we'll ship it out to you. So
No, those are adorable. We don't have anything in that size.
No, this is
the small.
Right. So I like those. So those are new because this is a standard size that we get. And so you can see that how they're small, but they're still able to hold a lot of product.
So we need to talk about this because these are cool. As soon as I saw in the back there, I was like, oh, they're bigger now. And I mean, they're the shape too is really cool. But let's talk about this a little bit because these are much larger than what we've had in stock.
Okay,
previously.
so I did order the regular size that we had that were almost sold out of those. We sold out. I think this is 2 or 3 times.
This one's really cool, you guys. I love the colors on this.
So this one is there's an apron
that has that
has
print.
this print. So it's these I came from the market. I guess Royale made a bunch of these. And I did actually see how these were made.
These are so cool. Now, again, you guys know, do you remember? These are made out of
bottle caps.
Bottle caps. And what are these
soda.
for? And what are these for?
This is like a mat. You could use it as a trivet. You could use it as a small mat for your, like a little placemat where you put a
like a little plate, a little saucer, maybe, like, you know. They're so cool.
Yeah,
I really, really like these. These are really cool. I mean, you can even put it on and then you put a pot, like a plant, like a planter
that too.
as well. But because of the multicolor, I mean, it's just really pretty. It just would enhance, like.
And these are all, the thing about this is, okay, this is doubly sustainable because they have soda there with there's bottles and the bottle caps. So there you recycle the bottle caps, and then the
remnants of the
fabric, of the fabric. So these are all pieces of fabric that
be repurposed.
Yeah. So this one especially, this is a new apron. I have it, and so she had a lot of fabric left over. So she takes all the scraps instead of throwing the scraps away. When I first got some of these, I'm like, oh, why doesn't Brielle take the scraps and use them to make the bottle cap trivets? And she did. And then these are some newer ones. And then she's also making some larger ones, some placemats.
That's gonna be cool.
So that's
very,
really cool.
Very cool.
Yeah, and
they're so cool.
I know. So one of our things that we're completely out of stock in, just I think this size, we have a few left, and then the tiny ones are the single strand paper bead bracelets.
So
I got them in various colors.
That's a pretty yellow.
Yeah, the yellow, the pink, the multi. Here's a pretty green. Look at this green here.
And that's, again, you guys, that's the single strand paper beaded bracelets.
Yeah.
Now I have a question for you. Did you get the minis?
I did.
Oh, she got the minis, you guys.
Yeah, I was trying to find them to show them on here, but
now, just so you guys know, one of our wholesalers, our wholesale buyers, that came in right before you went on your trip, actually, when we first made the move here to the new building, bought the remaining of the miniature paper beaded
right.
bracelets.
They had actually bought one stock and then went and got another. Here's a couple shades.
And just so you guys know, that wholesaler that purchases from us, they have sold out of those little mini paper beaded bracelets. So those are a hot item right now, a really hot item right now. So if that's something that you're interested in purchasing, Eldonna brought more back.
Yeah,
they're not maybe in here, but
no,
maybe
they're in another bag. These are the single strand, but the minis are.
That's a pretty blue.
I know. Oh my gosh.
That's a really it matches really well with the dress.
I actually took magazines.
Oh, that's right. Is there anything in there from the magazines?
No, they needed. They're coming in the shipment with the dresses and the rest of the aprons and the rest of the
seed beads.
The seed beads. These are all from the market. The ones I ordered are there.
That's
So
pretty. I
yeah.
like the color. It reminds me, it's like mermaid.
Yeah, but look at this.
Show me. Cause oh my goodness. That's pretty. I'll have a look at that. It has like a,
Yeah, a little.
that is so adorable.
Yeah. These are
That's
really
a
nice.
beautiful color.
You can't include me in this because I'm not in the live.
Oh, sorry. That's my 10-year-old
think
and she's behind the scenes, you
Yeah,
guys.
she's behind the scenes. She's in the
Tell
audience.
her and Indigo are in the audience.
Yeah. Oh, we got some keychains.
Those are cute.
Little
like alligators. Are they little
yeah,
alligators?
little alligators. And then
good.
some like this. I got a lot of this is all came from the market. So I
Very cool.
had ordered some keychains, but I bought some more.
That
So-
one's adorable.
Yeah, so there's a red one there.
I see it. It's right here. This
Yeah.
one's the red one right here.
Got a little reshape it. Now we saw how these were made.
Yes, that was on our segment too, wasn't it? Didn't we have a small demonstration of that? I could, or am I
Did we?
mistaken?
I don't. Let's see. Gloria did these.
This.
Selena did the paper beads.
Yeah.
What does Akuleo do? There's Akuleo. I don't know that Indina. I don't remember. I'd have to go back and look. But so the way they do this is they use pliers to turn the corner. So you see how this is in the shape of a basket,
Mhm.
and then it's got the lid. It got a little tossed around because
So
of that.
pretty, though.
I did bring back 5 bags. Oh, I have a story about that. So,
Wait, did you exceed your limit, your weight
oh
limit?
my gosh. So
How was that?
prayer was answered. So I show up to the airport with 5 bags. Now I get 3 because I'm a platinum whatever on Delta. And so I get 3 bags of 70 pounds free when you go business
70
class.
pounds each?
Yes.
Okay.
So that's 32 kgs. Right? It's like 31.76 something. So 32 kgs. So, and they do everything in kgs there.
Mhm.
So I'm moving stuff around and we had 4 bags shipped from Kitale, and we flew from Kitale to Nairobi.
Mhm.
So we had 4 bags shipped, and then I had to buy another bag. And so it's $200 a bag over to ship, which is reasonable compared to what it costs to actually ship it through DHL, which I'm going to have to do that for, I couldn't fit everything.
Everything, huh?
And those bags had weights on them. One said 35.5 kgs. So I pulled some stuff out of there and put it in one that said 29 kgs. And I'm sorting stuff and then putting stuff in another bag. And everybody's like, I had forgot to bring my hand scale, so I didn't really know how much they were weighing. And I'm just praying that it works out. And so we go, and I have a guy. So Manu, Layla's husband, helped me. And then when we got close to the thing, a guy comes and he's like, well, I'll help you go all the way through. So I'm like, no worries, I'll compensate you for that, because I made a commitment that I wasn't going to lift a lot of stuff.
Right.
And I pretty much had help the whole way, which was great. So get to the airport, and there's 20,000, not that many, but I'm exaggerating, but there are so many checkpoints to go through the airport. You go into the airport and they scan your bags, and you have to take the laptop out, and then you're in the airport, and then you go to check in, and each bag they're putting on, it comes up like 29, 30 point something. And I'm like, yes, thank you.
I could have put a little bit more.
I know.
I could have put, I knew you were thinking that.
I was thinking that. I'm like,
I knew you'd be thinking.
I
I was like,
could have put a little bit more. So that
Oh
I'm
my
like,
goodness.
that's okay, whatever. But all 5 bags were under, and then the person says to me, oh, you get 2 bags free, and then your 3rd bag free up to 50 pounds, 23 kgs. I'm like, no, I get 3 bags free. No, you have to pay for the overage between 23 kgs, which is 50 pounds, and 70 pounds. You have to go over there. I'm like, because you can't pay at the where you check in. You have to go someplace else.
Oh, okay.
So I go over there and I'm pulling it up on the Delta app where it shows I get
Yeah.
3 bags free. So the other lady's like, oh, let me look. And I'm explaining to her, I'm like, I get 3 bags free and I'll pay for the other 2. And then she got a supervisor who said, yes, she gets 3 bags free. So I don't know where that other idea came from.
Yeah.
But all 5 bags, then you have to go and you have to clear customs and you have to go through another checkpoint, 2 checkpoints to get on the plane. It's crazy. But everything got here going. I had 1 bag show up 2 days late, but coming back, they all made it. Although when I went to check in for the flight, they said to me, oh, your ticket's invalid. You've already flown to LA. Okay, it's now, but at that time it was almost 4:30. It was like 4:15. I'm like, yeah, I got here at 10:45 this morning. It's an 11+ hour flight to LA. Don't think I could have done that today.
Yeah.
So it took them, I had to go to one agent and then another agent, and then they had to call, and the guy is on the phone saying, we have 10 minutes to get her on this flight or she won't be able to check in because we're closed for check-in at that time. And I'm like, okay, well, I guess it's going to work out however it's going to work out. Sure enough, they were right after he said that. He says, oh, thank you. So he printed me a ticket and I went. So all my bags got here. I had a couple of guys help me. There wasn't an ATM around and the exchange thing was closed. So I tipped them in Kenya shillings. I'm like, you can, when they're open tomorrow, go.
You can exchange it. Yeah, definitely.
But they helped me. You know what the ridiculous thing is about the international terminal? When you come out of it, it's 2 uphill ramps.
What?
Yeah. Why'd they design it like that when everybody's pushing, and I wasn't doing it, those guys were, everybody's pushing bags.
Wow.
You go up and up.
They could have put in those, you know how in Texas or in Dallas, where at Fort Worth, how they have those like walking terminal, you know what I'm talking about?
Right.
They should have at least put those in there.
Yeah. So that was kind of crazy, but those guys helped me, and then
Well, that was nice.
they left me there until Jason came and got me and brought me home last night, and then I couldn't go to sleep, and I'm feeling my brain's kind of foggy, but
well, you're gonna get to bed at a decent time tonight,
Yeah.
and for the weekend, hopefully get back into the swing of things. So we also got some more spoons.
yeah.
It looks like some beautiful spoons. I like these ones. I like the green on that.
Oh,
That's a
and
beautiful
this
green.
I like this is the multicolor green.
You guys can see that or not.
Yeah.
And again, okay, let's talk about this wood. People that don't know, what are these made out of?
Rosemary and olive wood.
Rosemary and olive
wood.
Olive wood. So there
Yeah,
you
and
have
I did
it.
get the mini spoons too. So I have they're in a bag. So what we did last night when we came back, Jason brought me back and we stopped by and unloaded all the.
Oh, nice. So you didn't have to take it all home
Yeah.
and I'll come back if you thought you was already brought.
Yeah,
here.
because there's no way I was going to be able to get those in my car if they.
Right.
He would have had to put them in there, but
Are you going to share anything that we have in here a little bit?
This was things I got during the market day. I mean, we have some of these, a few of these. Yeah, this is
Sounds really pretty.
this one. I just went and shopped.
Ooh,
this is a new
look at
style. Look at these.
That's like a shell?
Yeah,
What is it,
it's I don't know if it's a shell. It's just here's a white one like that. These are special one-offs that we're only going to have a few of. Here's a pink one that's really cool.
That's a pretty one too.
Yeah, and then this, I thought this was interesting. So I got a few like that.
Really cool. Oh, this one's cool. I like the shell on that one.
Yeah.
That one's really cool.
Yeah, that's a multicolor one. And
That one's pretty.
Yeah. And here's another.
Can I see that one that's on it?
Yeah.
That one. This one's really pretty.
This
is perfect for summer.
Here's another really cool one.
That one's cool too.
So
Yes.
the ladies are always making new styles. So here's one like this, but they didn't put
They didn't have the
long
extra pieces,
embellishment
yeah.
on it. So somebody who doesn't want something so long can have
Still a
something
little-
like that.
Yeah, a little something, but not like.
And then
too
we've
much.
had these before. There's one of these, which was nice. And then this is a new play on the Bintia. Normally we just have the choker, but these are a couple of little embellishments on there, which I think are really cute. So I just grabbed those.
Yeah.
I grabbed a couple of these just to see how they sell,
This one's
and
really
if they
cool.
do, we'll probably get more of these because I really think that those are beautiful the way those are designed.
Those are pretty. I get the summer vibe off of those ones
Yeah.
for sure. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like almost like it goes really well with like a really cute boho kind of vibe to it.
And then just a top layer. And
Those are cool.
I have different inside, like some different little earrings. I didn't order any earrings, but they had earrings, so I
Picked up some more.
picked up some more of an earring that just went flying.
A couple more.
Yeah, I'm gonna strap this.
Those are cute.
Yeah, it was. I had it. This is the way I pack it, so this doesn't get damaged because this is like a little.
Look
a
at
little
what about
flower.
these? You got
Yeah,
some more
those are-
keychains. These
those
are
are-
really
I
cool.
know. I thought, oh, let me see how
Look
those
at-
work.
Yeah, these
Yeah,
are
those
cool.
are different. So
They're like big like glass beads.
right,
These are like they're like big glass beads that you have on here. Very cool. Very, very cool.
yeah. So we'll have
Man,
to.
we have a lot to sort through, you
Got a
guys.
lot to sort through, that's for sure. And I'll be putting some in stock, and then we'll be taking photos and putting some of this online.
Yep.
It'll be in Fair Trade Long Beach, or if you are local to Santa Ana and want to make an appointment and come by the showroom, just send us a message.
We'd love to
And
see you guys.
we'll set that up. We'll probably schedule an event sometime in the next few weeks.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic.
We're going to do our painting class eventually too.
Yep.
But some more to follow on that, so we can have some fun time here this summer, and you can come check out the products, ask some questions, get to know some more about baskets and beads, and do some shopping.
Yep. Lots of fun, you guys. The space is really a beautiful space, being here at the new showroom. And we're excited to share it with you guys as well, for you to be a part of the movement of it, and to experience it as well.
This is an Aquamet that's just a solid. Some of them usually have the embellishment. I brought some back that were just solid with it's only one solid color, because there's people who like just the solid color. They don't want the extra embellishment. So I have a few of those that I have it in this color. I think I have yellow and blue, just like a couple of each that I grabbed just to see how they do. And so we're going to be busy, but that's kind of it in a nutshell, what's been going on. There's so much more to come. I'll be posting and we'll be sharing as things develop. We actually have two companies, one hotel and one other company who's in Kenya, reached out to us to order some product. So that gives the ladies additional opportunity to earn income. And now that we have an NGO, we are considered official and trustworthy because we've been vetted by the government. That was a long process. It took about a year, but
and that means something. That means something. That stands for something just as much as now also because it's a fair trade product as well. Even having that
right
as well. All of these certifications are just being noted as such. And being able, because fair trade is also very specific, right? We've talked about that before, where in order to qualify for that, there are certain requirements that you must have in order to qualify to be fair trade. So having those stamps, so to speak, like that speaks volumes. That says something about the organization of Baskets and Beads. So, I think.
Yeah, actually, a lot of people we spoke to in Kenya that like, oh, we have an NGO. You have a registered NGO. You can see the change in the expression. Like,
right.
Oh,
right.
Okay, you guys are valid.
Yes,
because they did a lot.
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are after a year of waiting. But now, what that's also going to allow is us to work on a visa for Layla to come, and we're planning for her to come hopefully during pop-up season.
Nice.
Yeah, so she can
Very
share
cool.
the story personally about the ladies she's personally working with in Kenya, because she's boots on the ground over there. She is the director in Kenya.
Yes.
And so she's my boss when I'm there.
She's such a cool person.
Yeah, I'm excited for you to meet her.
Yes, definitely. I've only met her virtually, you guys, on the segment. And then prior to that, actually, we've had like, I think a couple of WhatsApp conversations all together and stuff. But yeah, meeting her in person will be a treat for sure. So we're happy to have you back.
Yeah.
But we were excited that you were able to go and take care of some awesome things with the women, and reconnect with them. I know they miss you. I mean, even in the interview that I had with you last week while you were there, how they were saying how they look forward to seeing you, to spending that time with you. I mean, that is a huge highlight for them. Like the anticipation, that yearly visit, coming through. It's like, she's here, she's here. I mean, it means the world to them, because when you get there, you're there with them. You are there with them. Like, you don't just show up and you're, like, no, like you say Layla's boots on the ground, but when you get there, you're doing the same thing.
Right.
You're right there with the women in the trenches, and you're there and you're spending time with them. And, you know them so well that you're part of their family, like, their children, their babies, and so forth. It's just this big family gathering.
Yes, there's a picture. I love seeing the picture that somebody snapped of me when I was holding the baby and Tata's baby. So Rebecca, her daughter, is in one of our sponsored kids. She had the baby there, and so Rebecca was doing something. I was holding the baby, and I had her, and there you can see she's got a grip on my hand, and I'm just sitting there with my finger, and she's like, and we're both sitting there with this look on her face, like,
she's
Yeah.
just content, very
Yeah.
peaceful, very content, very happy, and so, again, I know that was something for sure that the women did convey in last week's segment about just how much they look forward to seeing you and having you around. When you come, it means the world to them. And so, yeah, it was just a great time of conversation with you and the ladies and stuff. But of course, now you're back, and we're gonna, continue to plow forward.
We're gonna sign off here and go because we've been going for 45 minutes this time.
Oh yeah, well,
Yeah,
it was a special segment.
Yeah, it
That's
was. So
why.
we're going to actually sign off and go look at some more product.
Yeah.
We're not going to pull it all out today, but I want you to see the mini.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Well,
all right,
there we
everybody.
go. Well,
Yeah.
yes, that's pretty much it. But what do we always say when we're heading out of a segment? How do we sign off?
Nakupenda.
Nakupenda.
Love you. in
Yes.
Swahili. All right, everybody. I will see you soon. We'll be back again for another segment. I'll see you on Swahili Sunday.
There you go. All right,
right.
everybody. Have a great one. Thanks for joining us.
Bye.
Bye.
There.
I'll just keep waving.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.